Oh, a cool moment nonetheless.
Absolutely.
Getting set for our next fight. What do we know about Noah Smith and Donato Trinkle?
Noah Smith coming off of a big win last year around this time via decision. Trinkle coming in 0-0, but coming out of 10th Planet Bethlehem with 4 kickboxing fights. So not only do I expect him to be prepared on the ground, having those 4 kickboxing fights, I expect him to be able to mix it up very
100%, 100%. Yeah, doing fights isolated without the ground game is a great way to sharpen those tools and have them ready to actually mix in with the ground.
Especially in these amateur rules because, you know, it's kind of almost 2 different games.
I agree.
And I will say, too, based upon my experience, we're seeing great athletes come out in their first or second fights here, even in the novice portion of Cage Wars. Everybody's fit, everybody's skilled, everybody's in really good shape. The level, I mean, we're just talking, the level is improved.
The days of tough man is over.
Right.
You're not getting off the couch after drinking a 12-pack and fighting.
Well, what's cool is a situation like Robles, too, is that, like, the blue belt was probably earned long before the fight, right? So it's not like he necessarily proved himself here. He may have shown us that he had the skills to qualify for a live audience, right?
Yeah.
But Cherico had to already, as a coach, make that decision long before the fight, right? I don't think he came here waiting to be convinced.
Noah Smith making his way around the cage. He brought some fans with him here tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say, a little loud in here, isn't it?
That was Trinkle. Noah Smith.
Oh, he's wearing the blue. Okay.
Come on, Brian Cody. This isn't WGNA.
All right, here comes Noah Smith.
Yeah, Atlas guy. Scissor hands, Tavon Thomas.
Tavon Thomas, a great training partner, former Cage Wars champion.
Absolutely.
Coach Ed Anthony always does a great job getting his fighters ready.
Yeah, a lot of monster athletes over there, so a great environment to build skills.
Really tight, cohesive unit as well. Former champion Jordan Scrom came from Atlas.
Yep. Safe to say they're in the business.
You know, and that's the thing. There's so many great schools around here now to train. You know, 15 years ago, there really wasn't. You know, so now you can, wherever you live in the Capital District, you can get great training.
I agree.
Atlas Jiu-Jitsu, Team Jucow, Upstate Grappling Club, Bruno Tosa Jiu-Jitsu, Brian Beery Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, we can just keep going on and on. When you go out west, you got MVMMA. I mean, it's just, the training is everywhere if you want it.
Yeah, and it's cool because everybody's reputation is also stretched to all those other cities, too. Right? We got Saratoga Elite Martial Arts coming up recently. Right?
Yep, absolutely. Noah Smith was the guy in his last fight, really impressed me with his composure, being a young guy. You know, it's been a year out of the cage, but I still expect that composure to be there. We're going to bring it up to Mike Falvo.
With our upcoming contest, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in our featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in yesterday 146 pounds, representing 10th Planet Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu out of Bethlehem, PA, Donato Trinkle. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in last night at 144 pounds, representing Atlas Jiu-Jitsu out of Albany, New York, Noah Smith.
Well, Smith certainly brought the fans too. Both guys have some people here watching them in attendance.
And they're both supremely confident.
They sure are.
Yeah, Noah Smith has done a great job of a social media storm leading up to this fight, so I'm super excited.
What kind of things was he saying?
Oh, just great highlights of him training, his previous victory.
You know, but that can be a double-edged sword.
Absolutely. Super scary having reputation.
Noah being the longer guy coming out in the southpaw stance. Good level change by Noah. And didn't even look like he wanted to commit to it, but he wanted to let him know it was there.
Early filling out from both men.
Trinkle's got to be careful reaching for that jab. You hear Smith's corner saying, you know, calm down, don't rush. It's only the first round.
Well, Noah looks very, very relaxed. Trinkle appears to be the one that's just a little fast twitchy.
Good job with that single. Oh!
Good takedown. Yeah, I was gonna see. We see a lot of feints from Trinkle on the feet from the kickboxing. Doing a good job trying to stuff the head.
Yep. Trinkle also doing a good job too, fighting it.
Smith doing a nice job pulling him away from the cage, not allowing him to wall walk.
Smith wearing red, Trinkle in the blue.
Ooh, good outside trip.
Looking for the back.
Way to fight that seatbelt by Trinkle.
Noah looking for that right arm rear naked choke. This kind of the similar position in the whole last fight.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a similar situation. Ideally, he wants to be on the side so gravity can favor him. He doesn't want to have that guy. He doesn't want to be sinking and choking while carrying the weight.
Doing a good job fighting that elbow.
Yep. Trinkle needs to keep his chest high as he tries to walk over one of these legs off to the side. He does not want to sit there. He also doesn't want to go toward the cage. He's trapping himself between a rock and a hard place right now.
Can the cage be beneficial though, and to try to use it as some leverage to get up as well? But it also can be a detriment.
I would say it's always contextual. It's always contextual.
Right.
Oh, nice roll by Noah.
I thought you said it's always consensual. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't
it's
think
never
both guys.
that. It's never that.
This is a good fight. 45 seconds left to go, and the crowd is into it.
Yeah, nod from Trinkle as he returns to the center, saying, "Let's do it."
And that's a great job by Trinkle because it shows your opponent. Let's get up and let's bang now.
He's game, absolutely. Still fainting.
But notice something about the stance.
Yep.
Trinkle's got a very long stance, and he's a shorter guy, which is going to make him less agile than Noah Smith. A little bit more flat-footed, having to reach for that jab.
Yep. Well, I mean, Trinkle's going to have to close a distance, and he's going to get in there and maybe in some dangerous waters. But at this point, with round one closing, looks like Smith is probably going to take round one here. Yeah, but a good fight, though.
Absolutely. Both men could benefit from playing the leg game. You got a lot of lead legs hanging out.
Smith closing strong.
Turn volley from Trinkle.
And Trinkle says, let's go! Good fight. This fight's going to have different ebbs and flows, I think. I don't think it's going to be like the first fight.
I believe so. You know, and Noah Smith, before the fight, he was doing the Muhammad Ali shadow boxing.
Yeah.
And you see he really wants to let those hands go.
I think Trinkle's going to be a problem solver. I think he's going to recalibrate in his little break and he's going to come back and try to give us some new feels.
But we talk about closing that distance. When he's a shorter guy and has that longer stance, you can't close as much distance as fast. So if I'm his coach, I'm going to say shorten that distance up almost to a boxing stance.
Get in there, yeah.
Yes, to close that distance.
And leg strikes help in that regard as well, correct?
I agree, especially when both men are kind of playing timidity in the center, like waiting. Both lead legs are available. Just little taps, little love taps, see what's there.
Well, especially when you're fighting an opposite stance guy, that lead leg round kick is there every time.
I agree, absolutely.
Well, let's see what Trinkle does in round two as we're set. Our second fight of the night here, Cage Wars 66. We're streaming live at stimulus.com. And the round apparently started. Nope, there we go. All right.
There we go. And stance a little bit shorter for Trinkles.
I feel like with the last name Trinkle, you had to grow up being a little bit tougher than most kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean, Will?
Oh, absolutely.
You implying that Barry's not a tough name?
No,
you think he's speaking from experience?
Strawberry, blueberry. I had it all, man. I had it all.
Will's still dealing with it.
Yeah, right now, 44.
The collateral damage.
That's all right.
Noah doing a good job using that lateral movement.
Both men looking a little gun shy at the moment.
Well, I think that might be a little bit more respect on both parts.
See, that would have been a good opportunity there to close the distance. Nice job by Trinkle. He's a strong kid.
Yep, nice 3-2 right down the middle.
Yeah, he's using that lead hook to set up that 2.
I feel like he got Noah's respect for sure. I think he's got Smith's respect.
Well, I think he's found the range. And I think he understands that he's at a little bit of a lack of favor with Smith there.
And do you notice his stance is a little bit shorter this round?
Absolutely. Those
he's
hands,
definitely more agile.
Yeah, he's coming forward, too, this time, as opposed to kind of keeping space and watching him.
Yeah, the distance game is Smith's game. Trinkle wants to make this a fight in a phone booth.
And Trinkle's got some power behind those punches. All he's got to do is land one time, and that'll change the whole complexion of this round.
Nice lead uppercut again.
I want to see him follow up with some of those kicks when he gets him backing up like that in a straight line.
Yeah, he hasn't even attempted one, I don't think, in round
But
two.
again, Noah did a nice job with some check hooks, uppercuts. So again, he's respecting that counter punching.
It's an even match.
Over halfway through the second round.
Great shot.
Good
Let's
level
go.
change.
Good job by Trinkle.
Good job fighting the head.
Still a minute left to go in the second round.
You know, and Nash can attest to this. You know, he didn't get the takedown, and it's tiring if you're going for those takedowns, you don't get them.
It is so tiring. There's nothing worse than getting back up. The worst part of MMA is getting back up. That just stand-up thing is imaginary.
What about the grab the dick and twist?
Nah, that's super effective.
That's like some street shit.
Nice job by Noah Smith. And a scramble here between both men. But Trinkle gets
Whoa!
back up. Oh!
Whoa!
I know he's got to be careful
He
because
caught himself.
yeah, he
Caught
did catch himself.
Caught
Novice
himself.
rules, no strike into the head,
Good control.
without a doubt. I agree. Which is hard to do, right? In that, given that moment.
Especially because when you're live training with training partners, you're going to the head.
It's been my experience that having to control yourself like that can cause adrenaline dumps, right? Like you're in the moment and you have to dial back for the sport.
Yeah, you start thinking as opposed to just letting the instincts go.
Absolutely.
Final 10 seconds.
Good job by Smith. Probably won himself round number 2 with that aggressive takedown.
Yeah, that's a highlight for sure.
He went completely vertical.
Now, feet in the air.
Good fight. 2 in the books.
Trinkle made some adjustments, but, you know, I still give that round to Smith.
Absolutely. I think the judges are left with the impression of what we saw for the past 30 seconds, which was a great takedown by Noah Smith.
Nash, if you're Trinkle's corner, what are you telling him to do right now?
We need to add these kicks in. He's doing a great job. He can go either way. He can go in with shots of his own because he's doing a great job of putting something in Smith's face to get his hands high, right, which will leave him available to body kicks, to shots for anything that he wants to do wrestling-wise. That's where I would tell him to go. He's doing a good job. He just needs to follow through and take it somewhere.
Third and final round coming up, gentlemen.
It's never really a good idea to play the tick-for-tat game with a longer guy.
No, you're going to lose most times.
Right. But it's also discouraging to have the longer guy pop you from a distance, right? Because then it's like, well, I want to go inside and eat more of those.
And if you're Noah Smith, it's more of the same. Try to get the early takedown, milk the clock. More than likely, you're up 2 rounds to nothing. You don't want to take a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But Trinkle's going to come out, I would imagine, with some firepower. He's got a lot of energy left in the tank. Both guys in great shape.
And again, a lot of respect for both these guys for each other.
Tough situation to come in around 3, potentially down 2.
Well, it's desperation time.
Yeah. It's hard to find that balance between being tactful and getting the job done.
And you see Smith faking to the body. Again with that check hook.
Nice little check
Nice
hook.
job.
He's got a lot of skills.
Smith's got to be careful crossing those feet when he sidesteps.
You know, and at this point, if you're Smith and you know you're up 2 rounds, I mean, are you trying to finish him or are you just trying to win this 3rd round? There's part of you that, being the hometown, you got to want to finish it, I assume.
Well, it's the other side of what we talked about before, right? It's like, for the experience, you're up 2, do you take some risks for the practice of it all, or, you know, do you play the smart game and say, I'm up, let me stay safe?
I wouldn't. I'd back right the hell off.
Well, then that's going to give the other side opportunity to score, right? Constantly. You got to put something in there. Because even if he just runs, right, every time that Trinkle hits, that's +1. That's +1. And if he's not giving anything back.
Do you guys, either of you guys think that Trinkle has it in it to try for a shoot in a level change? I mean, with that.
I think we've only seen 1 attempt.
Well, but again, you know,
like a bull rush, you know what I mean?
But the way that Noah was handling the grappling and the transitions, I think that Trinkle doesn't necessarily feel comfortable with his path to victory there.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I just don't see. He hasn't really landed a strike at this distance, and he has to close.
You got to double the jab up. You got to bring a right hand behind it. You know, a 1-3-2 jab,
We need some
hook,
volume
cross.
for sure. We need some volume for sure out of Trinkle if he wants.
you know,
If he wants to get on his scorecard for sure.
He's fighting hard, but you know what? Give Noah Smith some credit because part of the name of the game is to not get hit too, and he's done a great job of avoiding any damage.
Less than 1 minute.
He's a smart fighter, Noah Smith. He really is. He had 2 rounds in the bag, and he just kind of coasted here in round 3. Maybe not the electric finish that some people would want, but a win is a win.
And, you know, if you're looking to go to that next level, I mean, you want to learn, but at the same time, you kind of want to have that record.
And with him being so long, he can still be scoring on some of these leg kicks as he circles. You know, he's putting these jabs in his face. He can follow up, get a little +1.
And he'll learn from this for sure. Both men will.
Final 10 seconds. And it's really hard for Trinkle to hit that check hook if your opponent's not coming in and he's longer.
Absolutely.
Good job by both these guys. Going to go to the scorecards.
And Smith is in such great shape. I mean, he's barely breathing.
Yeah, I barely see any sweat on that
Right?
guy.
This looks so cool and composed.
He might go out back and do some more shadow boxing.
2 down.
I love watching these young guys, though. There's so much promise, so much future.
And that's the beauty of this promotion. We're able to see the evolution of these guys. And Cage Wars has become a jumping off to the pros kind of a platform. If you can come here, string together some wins, win a belt, that really speaks volumes to the next level.
The stakes get higher every year.
You know, and we've talked about it before, though. You never lose, you learn.
And I still can see the spot where I died a year ago.
It happens, man, I know. It's like the Teddy Roosevelt, the man in the arena.
Absolutely. You know, losing is helpful. It does teach you a lot about urgency, especially if you are generally having a lot of success in the gym or things are looking good. And, you know, getting a clear sign that work can be done here is.
Have there been losses that you've taken harder than others? I mean, do they all feel about the same? And I mean, I know that you've won your fair share, but you're going to lose on occasion. You know what? Hold that thought.
We're getting ready to bring it up
Yep.
to Mike Falvo.
Thank you.
And as always, fight fans, a round of applause for two great fighters. And now, after 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to the official scorecard. The judges have scored the fight 30-27, 29-28, and 30-27 in favor of your winner by way of unanimous decision. Out of the red corner, Noah Smith.